Hi, I'm Andrea Arnold and I am the City Manager for the City of Decatur. Welcome to the tour of Decatur City Hall. We are standing here in what we call the gallery of City Hall, and you'll see that there's an extensive amount of artwork on our walls. And as we tour the facility, you're going to see a lot of art that the city has collected over the years. Art is very important to the city, and we've been lucky that over the years with the relationship with the Downtown Development Authority and the Decatur Business Association, every year we've been able to purchase a piece of art and place it either in City Hall or other public buildings. And hopefully you've seen that with the tour of the other buildings, that there's an extensive amount of art in those buildings. This is a building that I'm really proud of. It is a beautiful public building, and sometimes we don't always hear beautiful and public together. The building was originally built in 1926, and then in 2005, the building had an extensive renovation and addition. It went from 9,000 square feet to over 14,000 square feet. Back in 1926, the city services that were housed here were the police department, the fire station, and also the city library were here. Now we're going to walk up to the original portion of the building. Maybe you'll see some of the artwork along the way. To my right, we have posters from many of the Decatur Arts Festivals. There's more on my left. These are signed posters from the Decatur Arts Festival. This is one of my favorite rooms in the building. When I first came to work here, this was the City Commission meeting room. As you can imagine, the room got a little cramped at times. There were 30 seats in this room. The dais was in this direction, but since then with the renovation we were able to have a larger facility downstairs for the City Commission meeting room and for the public. And so this is what we refer to now, of course, as the Stephen Decatur room. It serves as a library where we keep a number of records that we want to have accessible. This main area here is a nice meeting spot for, in particular for our elected officials, to meet with guests. And then just over here around the corner, if you want to come over here, you'll see that we have an office space, and this is an office space that is shared by all of the city commissioners. So some people may think that city commissioners would each have their own office. As you'll learn throughout this process, the city commissioners, it is a part-time job, and but we do make this space available for them as they need it. And you'll see that there's any amount of paraphernalia here, lots of awards and recognitions that the city has received over the years. We have a lovely portrait of Stephen Decatur, our city's namesake, over here on the wall. It's not glamorous, but I will point out that this building has an elevator. That was part of the upgrades with the renovation, was that an elevator was added to this building. We did have a lift. You can imagine that it was difficult for members of the public to come and attend our public meetings. And while we're out here, I do want to show you some of our artifacts here on my left. Back in the 80s, the city had a sister city relationship with the people of Burkina Faso in Africa, and they actually came to Decatur during the 1996 Olympics. They had participants in the Olympics, and these are gifts that they brought to us. They brought some to the city, some specifically to our Mayor Emerita Elizabeth Wilson, and she has loaned them to the city. So these are very special gifts, and we're pleased that we have a prominent place to display them. So let's walk over here to just the top of the stairs here. Prior to the renovation of the building, this area was an enclosed metal type stairwell, not the most friendly or welcoming space. Just before the renovation of the building, we found the original plans for this building that included this stairwell, and so we were able to restore this space in keeping with the original plan. And I have to say that this really is, in addition to the City of Decatur room, one of my favorite spots to stand here at City Hall. Also, if you want to look behind us here, you folks may recognize this miniature of the Valentine statue. This is the artist miniature of the bronze statue that is up on the square. And this was donated to us from Decatur First Bank, as a matter of fact. And again, just another lovely piece of our art collection. So let's head on down the stairs here. This is the main lobby of City Hall, and off to my right here, this is our finance and accounting office. So prior to the renovation, this area was just one big yellow linoleum counter, and the floor here was red asbestos tile. So basically at that time, anything would have been an upgrade from what was here before, but we did put in these windows that are reminiscent of old bank teller windows. In addition to them being, what I believe just much more attractive than what was there, it also affords some privacy to people who were coming and discussing their personal financial affairs with staff, and this way they're able to have a bit more privacy with those conversations. And if you're able to turn around here, there's a neat statue here as well, another artist miniature. There are two full-size bronze castings, and they are in Berlin and I believe in Fort Worth, Texas. It represents the destruction of the Berlin Wall. And we're gonna head down the stairs towards the back of City Hall. If you look here on the wall to my left, you'll see a number of framed photos, and these are our hometown heroes. And this started in 1996, right after the Olympics. We developed the Hometown Hero Award to recognize our volunteers, people in the community who've given of their time and their creativity and their experience. And ever since 1996, ever since the Olympics, we've been awarding this Hometown Hero prize, and we've added their photos along the stairwell since that time. This is where Decatur 101 holds many of its sessions, and I hate that you can't be in this space to experience it, but certainly hope that you have the opportunity to come here soon. This is the new City Commission meeting space. You recall upstairs, much more small, cramped space that allowed for 30 seats. The beauty of this space is that as it's set up today, is set up as a smaller space. These partitions do provide for flex space. These break down in just a matter of minutes, and then we're able to expand and to accommodate to 110 people within this room. Up here, this is the dais and the table where the City Commission and other boards and commissions meet as well. This table was specially designed and custom made for this purpose. We knew that we wanted to incorporate technology and AV into this room. But in so many places, cities and counties, we've seen they have computers or laptops that create this barrier between the elected officials and the public. And so we have screens that are embedded into the desk, and that screen is flush with the top of the table. And so we're able to take advantage of technology, but also avoid having some sort of barrier between the audience and the elected officials. So that pretty much ends the tour here of City Hall. Thank you very much for joining us on the tour. And again, I'm Andrea Arnold, the City Manager for the City of Decatur, and I'm just so thrilled that you are participating in Decatur 101. I hope that you thoroughly enjoy it. And again, I also look forward to being able to meet with you in person very, very soon.